She says she had just taken delivery of fabrics to sew for her customers ahead of the Christmas season before the fire.
Sewing machines are now very expensive. How am I going to start all over again?
Later in the day, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Namumulati, visited the scene to sympathize with the affected traders. For this trader, losing 3 separate containers filled with customers' materials has left her devastated. The minister assured traders of government commitment to support them to return to business.
Largely, women are those who are affected. And you know, especially where they are single mothers, you know what the market means to them. Some go on daily basis and that is where they get their daily bread. So we can't keep the place locked up for a very long time. Whilst my sister from Maslock and I work on what can be done for those that are within our means to immediately help, whilst we wait for the full report, we'll do that. And then we are also offering the psychosocial support to those who are badly affected, like one person having 3 stores and then the loss of life.
MC for the area, George Paku Aloti, announced that portions of the market will be reopened on Thursday, November 27th, following a meeting of the Municipal Security Council.
About 30% of the market is gone. So yes, the 70 can start business tomorrow.
The CEO of Microfinance and Loan Center, Maslock, assured of government assistance.
We'll carry them along. We'll try and find support for them. If you hear some of them were talking about sewing machines, industrial sewing machines, obviously these are things that Maslock we work on. So we'll come to them halfway.
Wednesday's Dansuma Market fire destroyed several wooden structures and their contents. However, firefighters managed to save adjoining properties from total destruction. Joseph Armstrong, Good Alugbe TV3, Dansoman, Accra.
Now, the World Conference of Mayors Ghana is pushing for the establishment of a National Migration Commission to properly implement the fragmented migrated policies in the country. There's more in the following report.
The World Conference of Mayors, founded in Alabama, USA, is purposely to rally and empower mayors across the globe to, among other things, promote trade and Twin Cities partnership. The inaugural conference of the Ghana chapter brought together district chief executives, members of parliament, and mayors from United States to deliberate on pressing issues affecting sister countries. Also present was the Eastern Regional Minister Rita Akusia-Awati. Country Director of the World Conference of Mayors, Honorable Francis Opai Tete, called for the establishment of the National Migration Commission.
There is Minerals Commission, there's Energy Commission, there is a Forestry Commission, there is Lands Commission, even there is Commission for Lotto, games and all of that. Why can't we have a commission for migration to implement migration policy? And that's the reason why we say that we as WCM Ghana, we are going to work with government and with parliament to make sure we set up a National Migration Commission to implement our migration policies in a coherent manner to bring about development in this country.
On his part, the head of the 24-hour Economy and Accelerated Development Secretariat at the Office of the President, Dr. Ishmael Ni Amano Dodu, called on sister mayors to support the 24-hour initiative.
So the 24-hour economic program actually is built on looking at the entire prospects of this country and saying to ourselves, no more are we going to import, we produce everything here. It's about constructing a new.
Now, the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, says the government is working to establish an entrepreneurship fund which will come on stream by next year to support young entrepreneurs. At a tour of some incubation hubs in Accra, the Minister encouraged the first cohorts of the Ejumera initiative to take advantage of the program by scaling up their businesses.
The Ejumera program provides end-to-end support to transform business ideas into sustainable enterprises. Over 120,000 young Ghanaians applied for the cohort program. With the program ending on Friday, The Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, together with officials from the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program (NIEP), toured some of the incubation hubs while the first batch of cohorts were undergoing training. The minister encouraged the first cohort to take advantage of the program by scaling up their businesses.
What we seek to do with the Jumera is to equip you with those basic skill sets so that at least it broadens your horizon and also opens other avenues so that your businesses can flourish. Our advice to you is you will take whatever you are learning here very seriously.
Chief Executive Officer of the NIEP, lawyer Eric Ejay, said successful selected applicants would be given financial support to expand.
Aside the training, there is a funding component in the training aspect, of which the President said some few months ago that we are supporting 2,000 people for the funding. Aside that, we have gotten some support from other development partners who are also coming on board to also support with the funding aspects.
Some of the beneficiaries of the cohort said they have been impacted by the initiative.
This program has really helped me. The training has equipped me to know how to keep my book and also do other things.
And I've learned a lot. And then the good thing about the program is that we have a lot of other people that we are training with.
On the foreign front, military officers in Guinea-Bissau say that they have seized control amid reports that the President Umaro Sissoco Embalo has been arrested. I'll bring you some more updates in our subsequent bulletins. My name is Beatrice Edu. That's all for the morning news here on TV3. Stay with us on New Day.
Charlie, this song is always nice. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Jesus. Anytime. Go off anytime. Go off anytime. Go off anytime. Go off anytime. Fantastic. Which end do you attend? How are you?
Very well,
is this a Joy as well?
No, this is Bellberry.
Bellberry?
Yes.
Okay, mine is by Ellis Couture.
Yeah.
That's Elizabeth, making sure that I'm always looking nice. And Charlie, I love this green. This is the second time I'm wearing it. I just love it. There's another one she made for me as well. That one I used it at the Hogbechucho, the Volta Economic Forum.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Beautiful time.
And I can almost feel the texture of the
material. You can almost feel it. Yes. That's very poetic. Wow. You're in a good mood this morning. And welcome to the show. It is the best morning show, beaming live from our studios right here at Adisawe, Kanda, Accra. We're close to the presidency, Jubilee House, or Flagstaff. It depends on how you want to call it. Please make sure you get interactive. We have TV3 Ghana. That's our foremost social media platforms. And go search for us. We have 3 News as well. And when you search for us, please make sure you add the hashtag TV3 Newday, because we have to start by telling you that we have cash out, myself and the beautiful, intelligent Beatrice Edu.
Yes.
So we have cash out, right?
Star 439 hash.
Right.
You follow the prompt. Today is Thursday. So, I mean, we just have one more day to enter the weekend. So you want to just take advantage of this. We are giving you 1,000 Ghana cedis for free. Just keep playing. Roland will tell you more than 40 times. Yeah. And your number will pop up very easily. Yes. The tickets. Yes, the ticket. And then you get some money. But it's 10,000 cedis we're giving to 10 individuals, and you could be one of the lucky winners. 10,000. Roland, are you giving any bonuses today?
No, please. You see, that misconception you and Nashako have created is that I have the money. If I had the money, I'll sit. Let me say good morning to Chairman Godwin Tamaglo. He's always laughing at me. There are people say you are sharing money, and then you are calling me for Momo. So the Chairman Godwin Tamaglo, good morning to you. Group Chief Executive for the RAID Group as well. And let me say good morning to you, Philippine God, or great woman, Delzi, as well as Delight Mojaka as well. And we have a loyal viewer. He's always watching us. He's a Arsenal fan.
Oh, lovely. That's my team.
That's your team as well. And the mother is also called Beatrice.
Oh, that's
Beatrice.
Lovely.
I like Beatrice. You like Beatrice, right? And so Engineer Chum, Engineer Asamoah, wishing you all the best for the day.
That's
Engineer
lovely.
Asamoah Chum, great man.
Yes.
And then Jane Ampofiduku, also of Cape Coast, wishing you all the best for the day. Kwesi Mensah is in New York, Albany, New York. Usually he does nights, so he's now wrapping up his session at work.
Okay.
And everybody else who tend to watch us, we're grateful. La ilaha illallah. Prince Henry Kufodia is also on stream. And John Agringi and the wife, Juliet Ayamba, they are in Kumasi. As well as Kwame Boateng is in Kede. Charlie, I have all over.
I like how you pronounce it. Yes, Kede, correct.
Kede.
Yes.
Kede. All right. Years ago, I went to do a documentary there, and they had a lot of palm plantations at the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, having palm oil as their main business.
I haven't been to that town in a very
I'm sure these
very
days they
long
do a
time.
lot of galamsey, so it's taking over the farming out there. But let me say good morning to you, Benedict Ajuble as well. Works with the Legon Hospital.
Yeah.
Legon Hospital. So Benedict Ajuble is my classmate. Great guy. Spelling. We call him Spelling, a.k.a. Spelling. That's
Why?
his
He was good at
that. Charlie, Spelling. So good morning to everybody else who's watching. But, 9 p.m. yesterday was that interaction with the former president, the gentle giant, President John Ejekum Kufuor. I love the interaction, and kudos to you.
Thank you.
You're just on top.
Thank you.
Only that he refused to comment on Ken Oforiatta and
yes,
things like
yes,
that.
which was, we played a bit of it during the lifestyle audit dialogue.
The one people blasted.
Exactly. Yes.
Was it you or the former president?
No, he obviously was against what the former president said, but yes. He didn't want to answer that question.
Well, certainly. But so we'll bring you the latest sports headlines. We'll have some great interactions for you as well. And we have a great team. of course, led by our good producers. So Anita, always assisting Shadrach Abe. Shadrach Abe is a fair, young, smallish man, very troublesome for many of the times, but he's also cooperative alongside Anita.
You'll appreciate these descriptions.
No, they're good accolades so far. And so we have some great insight to give you. We have some great insights to give you this morning because we're having big issues, right?
Yes.
What are you discussing?
Today we're talking about the Pandai parliamentary election rerun. I mean, heated atmosphere, you would say, in Parliament. The majority insisting, Challenge Speaker, get this guy
I love Roxanne Nelson Dafamakpo's argument. I don't know whether we can use that as this morning's segment. Ask viewers what they think. What was the thrust of his argument?
He says that, well, the court has decided, so he should just be, and he was using some strong legal terms and words, so we should get the man out of here. But the response of the MP, though, I found it quite sad. He just said, well, Speaker, if you ask me to vacate my seat,
I think we need to get that inset.
It was quite...
Crop it well and get it.
Yeah, quite sad.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that the basis of Roxanne Nelson Dafamakpo's position is that once the seat is in contention, and then a judgment has been made by the courts, irrespective of whether there's an appeal pending, then it means that his status in the House has been called to question. I don't know that I'm entitled to have a variant view, but you know he was sworn into the House. So he hasn't yet been removed from the House. Okay, so that's the other side of the argument also, because yesterday I spoke, you know the lawyers, the way they be, so I spoke to a friend of mine who is a lawyer, and he said that he was sworn into office as a member of Parliament, and so he hasn't been removed based on the provisions in the Constitution, because you have to, there has to be the declaration made and all that. You go to the courts, the High Court and all that. So it hasn't been done. But so even though he holds a view, I guess the Speaker then will have to make a pronouncement to say that, but...
Which is why I loved what the Speaker did yesterday. I mean, of course, the Honourable Abambagben wasn't there, but the sitting Speaker, the MP for Fomena...
Speaker or the same?
Yes, said that he had been directed by the Speaker to hold on with that conversation so that they will return to it later, because it was really getting very heated. But yeah, you can equally understand the minority and the majority also. I'm just trying not to be tempted.
I know.
To talk about what happened in Asay North and they think they want to push for, but also the minority side.
Sometimes they said what men do lives after them. Well, I don't know. I have forgotten a saying. The evil that men do. Okay, but I mean not that. But you know, sometimes when you set a precedent, then it begins the debate in the public opinion.
But again, the minority leader Alexander Afenyomaking saying that you're endorsing chaos, which could be exploited later. I mean, quite dramatic stuff that happened yesterday. And you're welcome to the This Morning segment.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday, 24th of November, 2025, the High Court of Tamale, has ordered that the outcome of the election, please, these are very serious matters, that the outcome of the 7th of December election 2024, which brought the Honorable Nyindam to this house as the Honorable Member for Pandai, was flawed, and therefore that election has been ordered to be rerun. Mr. Speaker, ipso facto, the Honorable Nyindam is no longer a member of this house. He's not. He's not. So hear me, so that you can respond. So, by operation of law, is no longer a member of this house with a voice. That's number one. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Speaker, we have received the court orders and received proof of service. The orders of the court has been duly served on Parliament. It was served yesterday. Speaker, Speaker, it will serve the minority to listen to me in silence. If they are minded to respond, then they can respond.
Honourable members, please, let's listen to him. Let's listen to him.
And we do it beautifully. So listen.
Let's listen to him, please.
Speaker, I have a copy of the proof of service of the orders of the Tamale High Court dated yesterday, 24th of November, and served on Parliament. The orders of the court was served by the court bailiff of the High Court Accra. It's called Solomon Osafu, bailiff of the High Court Accra. And I have the affidavit of service. So, Mr. Speaker, I will make all this available to the table office. Speaker, by operation of law, the Honorable Nyindam can no longer participate in our proceedings. If he's minded to appeal the decision of the High Court, it is his right, and he has done so. But it is tried that mere filing of an appeal does not operate as a stay of execution of the court's orders. Mr. Speaker, further, a mere filing of a stay of execution, please, there are two processes involved here. I've seen both copies. He has filed a notice of appeal. It does not operate as a stay against the execution of the orders of the High Court, Tamale. Two, a mere filing of a stay of execution application also does not operate as a stay against the execution of the orders of the court. So Parliament, having been duly served, has the duty and the law to ensure that the Honorable Nyindam is no longer extended curtsies.
Roxy Nelson Dafiamepo, Majority Chief, with his submission on the floor of Parliament. Very shortly, we'll bring you that of the Minority Leader, Alexander Apenyo-Marking. You remember he led the Minority Caucus yesterday to hold a press conference, as it were, describing the judicial system as a kangaroo one and saying that what has happened is shameful, even attacking the judge who gave this very ruling on this case, Nyindam, the Pandai constituency case. So, yes, we'll bring you that as well. But let's go to our first caller now, who joins us live on the phone. Good morning to you, sir. Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from, and what you think of what's on the table this morning.
Yeah, my name is Peter T.
Peter T. Okay, hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you today?
Fine. How is Roland?
Oh, he's
I'm well. I'm well.
Roland.
Onupa, who are you ten?
You want to know one year? Okay, so principal, why?
Oh, but down there, bank travel. Oh, Alaji, may we more, you know.
Only you are number one on my team.
It's a good answer. When you buy no way.
Actually, let me seize the opportunity to say good morning to Alaji Yaokondo, Alaji Mahdi is now Alaji Mahdi of National Democratic Congress, and Alaji Noga. You see, this court case and what is happening today, I think I just want government to be up and doing, to exercise some kind of powers that will subdue those who are opposing decisions and development of government. Because we have come a long way. Especially this government has come a long way. If you look at the record in 2016, is it the same as today? What sent us into opposition? So we need to create a platform that will alleviate the suffering of Ghanaians. Nobody to intimidate government program, and I know that people are behind. I don't want to always put it in the form of getting the opposition blame. Opposition, they are doing their work. But will that also take government interest in what government wants to do for the people of this country? No. It is so important, Roland. We have come a long way, as I said. Nobody should subdue the powers of this government. Court has a rule, and if that rule comes into play, I believe that it is going to work to benefit every person of this country. The law is the law, as we have been told by the former Chief Justice. The law is the law. So courts should not be delayed. Courts should not be, discouraged. Courts should take matters that concern Ghanaians as a serious matter, so that by the close of the day, this government will have the right of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter T, for calling in and for sharing those views with us. Thank you so much.
Already, the number of comments. Do you have more callers? This one is coming from Bright Della Glover. What was good yesterday should be good today. Otherwise, what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. Bright Della Glover, good morning to you, Doc. Been a while. All right. So do we have more callers? All right. So we have a couple of messages coming through. And, okay. And this one is coming from Remedy. Remedy Benitez, or Benitez, says that the by-election they are always pushing for doesn't solve any problem, but rather pushes the development of the constituency very far, because money will be wasted to campaign whilst they have the same poor people in it. So he's not for a by-election, obviously. And then we have Rainis Brima, who says Ghana Health Service has over thousands of casual workers, and these include revenue collectors, records, orderlies, and then securities. Your message seemed incomplete as well. Neo Date Mills, Justice, good morning to you. He's watching from Finland. Okay. All right. He says Roxanne was on point yesterday, and then concludes 200%. Percentage?
Well, there's a caller from the constituency which is currently in contention, Pandai. Yes, he joins us.
Which part of Pandai are you calling from?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. We can hear you. Which part of Pandai are you calling us from? Your name first.
My name is Megina.
Oh, Megina Kwesi.
Okay.
Sonyaring.
Yes, boss.
Okay.
Please, I want us to put it on record that after your market cannot dictate for us. What the law says is what you follow. Is he now in position to describe a judge for a decision that he has, the court has passed on a case? Look at the description. Doesn't it amount to indictment of the judge? So if I am the one who made that statement, don't you think the court will call me for? And let me forget about Afenyomakin. Whether he is what or what, we will follow what the chief whip of majority have said. He has spoken according to the law. So it is serious. If Pandai people have been shortchanged in elections, it is right in the constitution for a court to put things in the right perspective. TV3, this morning, I have a very big issue that I'm contending with. And I want you to give me the opportunity to share it with the Ghanaians.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, we seem to have lost him.
Yeah, thank you very much, Megina. But we have the caller from Pandai now. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Tell us which part of Pandai you're calling us from and what you think of what's going on in your constituency.
Yeah, good morning, TV3.
Good morning.
And, okay, my name is Philip Simal, and I'm calling directly from Pandai.
Yes, sir.
You know, yeah.
Which part of Pandai?
I'm calling directly from the Basari line.
Okay, Basari line. Okay.
Okay.
The Basari line, Basari.
Yeah, Basari. Yeah, I know Basari very well. Please go ahead.
Okay. You know, there are a lot of internal issues within the NDC caucus. I mean, the NDC in Pandai. There are a lot of internal issues. The DC appointment has created a lot of cracks within the NDC. A lot of cracks within the NDC. Within the NDC section. What I'm trying to say is, there was a young guy that was supposed to get a DC. That's called Tobacco Robert. He has served the party for about 4 consecutive times as a secretary of the party. And what happened is, they were selected. 3 of them were shortlisted to Accra for an interview. Then external factors came inside and they have to change, and someone who wasn't part of the team at all eventually became the DC.
Hello, sir.
We're talking about the rerun.
Yes, if you can tell us what you think about the decision of the Tamale High Court to annul the 2024 parliamentary election results in your
But why you are
constituency.
going,
Yes.
like you are telling us history, so what do you make of it?
So what happened in Tamale? For instance, the NDC team went with 41 police stations having irregularities. Then, within the court proceedings, an NPP executive was placed in the docket.
Sir, forgive me for interrupting. Just so other people can also have the opportunity to call us. Can you just tell us briefly what you think about the decision of the court, please?
Oh, the decision of the court is in the right direction.
All right.
Whereby NDC has an upper hand to win the election, but NDC national executive should come and address the issues in Pandai before we will now vote for them.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think we have Seidu on standby. Hi, Seidu. Good morning to you. Tell us where you're calling us from and what's on your mind.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
What I want to say is, Kafanya Martin insulting judges is not a new thing. He copied it from Canada, Japan. That's their nature and that's their character. So it's nothing new. That is what I want to say.
Okay. Thank you. You didn't tell us your name, sir, and where you're calling us from. Oh, Seidu, but you didn't tell us where you're calling us from. I think we lost him. Thank you so much for calling in and for sharing your views with us. I guess there are some more messages coming in.
Well, I have this one. It says, I'm watching all of you right here in Tema. And Joseph Emisa, Assemblyman for Black Cat Electoral Area in Tema Community 9, says the daughter is celebrating her birthday, Mojana Virgil Ifwa Emisa of Archbishop Andor RIC Basic School, Community 11. Says you're in Basic 4, so wishing you all the best for the day. And then also, okay, I've seen Amateur Kwame's, this one. Kwekweron says the minority leader is now saying the court is not fair. Hey, this live, just a few months ago, he was able to get the Supreme Court to be empaneled within 2 hours of filing. So what has changed now? Aba yede botichin and one yede beboba. Oh, Kwekweron.
There's a quick message from, we'll be watching the minority leader very shortly at that press conference. But let me read this quick message from Simon Yenghwa in the Upper West region. He says, good morning, Beatrice and Roland. The attitude of the minority in parliament led by the leader has always been the problem. They could have stated the point without the approach taken. Well, if contempt of court and judiciary attack is the best for them, that is fine. They have said all. Insawam Prisons is waiting with open arms for them if that is the way they want to go. Simon Yenghwa, Upper West Region, thank you very much for sending in your message. Let's watch the minority leader, Alexander Apenyomarkin, as he led the caucus yesterday in that press conference.
And his supporters were aware of the judgment before the day. For a judge to casually void an entire constituency elections without first ensuring that a complete reasoned judgment was prepared and published is not merely irregular, it is judicial irresponsibility of the highest order. What kind of kangaroo judicial system we having now in Ghana? We will not mince words. They can conspire to call us one by one for a so-called contempt of courts. We are criticizing their shameful conduct. We are not afraid. We are ready to be in Insawam. How can a judge who calls himself a judge sit in court and misconduct himself in such a manner and expect the country to be quiet? To the good, peaceful and hard-working people of Pandai, your votes matter, your voice matter, your MP remains at post.
Minority Leader there, Alexander Penyo-Marking, with those strong words as he led the caucus yesterday. But yes, the phone lines are still active. Call in, share your thoughts with us and really how you think this should be approached moving forward.
All right, so we have a couple of messages, so we'll quickly go through. And this one is coming from Zilis Dwayne. If you know you won legitimately the last time, just accept the rerun and you will win again. Simple as that. Oh, but it's not that simple. Oh.
Yesterday, somebody said
it's been a while. I've heard from Randa and the Charles. Good morning to Randa, James, Drain, and Dryer. You said what?
No, I'm just remembering what somebody said yesterday. Simple and tietia.
Simple and tietia. Simplicita. And this one is coming from Randa, who says that I keep telling people to be mindful of what they do today because that same act will be used to measure them. When MPP was in government, every single thing, take it to court. Take it to court. This is because they believe so much in the court. My question is, what has changed and what happened? The law is still the law. If a judge has given his judgment, who are you to say all the things you said? Randa and the Charles. Good morning to you, the Charles as well. And this Prince Henry Kofodio, okay.
Let's go to Abubakar, who joins us on the phone as well. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on this morning segment on New Day. Tell us where you're calling us from and what you think of what we're discussing today.
Yes, please. I'm Abubakar Ali Tendana, calling from one of the Upper West region.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. I think what the court did last time was so good and so well to our constitution or democracy. Actually, what they did, what the EC did by declaration was too wrong, very, very wrong. And I don't think the presiding officers, right from the constituency or the district level to the regional level, should be left to go scot-free. They have to be held accountable for what they did. Then secondly to that issue, Honorable Penyo-Marking, instead of leading the NPP caucus in Parliament, he's rather misleading them. Why do I say this? He's a lawyer by profession, and after his political life, he is going back to do the judicial aspect. So if you can go and lambast and attack the whole judicial system of the nation publicly like that, who do you think you are going to fabricate your laws or formulate laws for them to follow if you yourself cannot live by example? So what he did is so wrong and should be held responsible as well. But what I want to add to it is that he shouldn't vet his anger or disappointment in NDC as a political party. He should rather do that on their misbehavior from 2016 to 2020, where the good people of Ghana decided to vote them out of power in the 2024 election. All that they are facing is a president that they left behind, and they are going to go back to face those things. You understand? So what they were doing thinking that is good for them is the reverse of it. So if others could endure and take it, then crying to the good people of Ghana to listen to our cry and also see to it that we are actually responsible. NDC is a responsible party that is coming to reset the Ghana agenda, then all those things that is required to make us a good nation that other countries that took independence after us will look after. Then they shouldn't think we are doing something like political witch hunting or kangaroo dancing, as he said, and all those things. So what they are doing will never help them. But my advice to NPP as a political party is that the earlier they take Penyo out of his leadership in Parliament, the better for them as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
My greeting to our Honourable Member of Parliament, Honourable Dr.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Abubakar, calling us from Wa in the Upper West region.
Mensa Majid, the majority chief whip, is an outstanding lawmaker who truly understands the law. I was overwhelmed listening to the Honorable Roxanne Dapamapo yesterday. The law remains the law. And then also I have this one for Master Planner Junior. Good morning. Now a policy analyst based in Kintampo. Good morning to you. He says the Honorable Apenyo Markin's name will be captured as one of the best minority leaders in the history of the Fourth Republic. We are so proud of him. Osahene, keep it up. Master Planner Junior, Kintampo.
Prince Minka of Goldboard, j'espère que vous allez bien. He said I should speak one French before he goes to work.
Prince Minka, after
Prince
the call.
Minka, yes, but we do have one more caller on the line. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from.
Good morning. My name is called Ken Kaka, calling from Takwa.
Yes, sir. I hope Takwa is well today.
Oh, but God grace and mercy upon John Dramani Mahama leadership and research. Takwa is moving smoothly.
Wonderful. Tell us what you think today, please.
For the opposition entity, I don't even understand it. Is it not the same the CJ told the whole Ghana, the citizens, that the law is the law? Law in Ghana here. Anything that people did, we spoke about it, we said go to court. Under their leadership, we have unanimous FC. Is it not it? Every day unanimous. Every day unanimous. But thanks to John Dramani Mahama leadership, this judiciary, the vote and the majority take the place. What the EC did, is it good or is bad? Let's see the cause of it. How can we vote? And the place to declare an election, you go declare in there. But you go and declare the place you like. Because now they were thinking that the enemies will not come. But thanks to and glory be to God that enemies are not God. You're going to reset the agenda and the by-election, and I know NEC is going to win that seat. The small by-election come 2020. They did the same to us in the first year. Honorable could become lost unmissably that he went to a corner and collect that vote from the former 2020 candidate, DJ. But this time around, we are not going to leave it there under the carpet. We make them good for good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling us.
Prince Minka has also sent me the message. So you should say the law is the law in French. Well, waiting before you take them.
There's a world-class university, right? Roland.
Please make up your... Say it before you read the...
The law is loi, la loi.
La loi, la loi.
La loi est la loi.
French is sweet.
There's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guild UK, and Capsicum Cannery Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing. Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary arts as well, available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Beer House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Remember that the phone lines are still active. You can call in, share your thoughts with us on the decision of the Tamale High Court to declare or order actually a rerun of the Pandai parliamentary election. So call in and share your thoughts with us. But remember, as you do, hunger can strike any time. But Royal King Cracker is always on standby when you need something enjoyable to munch on. Royal King Cracker brings the crunch and the battery taste. It fits right into your day, morning, noon, or night. Royal King Cracker, take choke your hunger. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is FDA approved.
Fantastic. Bonti Benjamin, the position of the minority led by the Honorable Apenyomakin is apt, and this coup d'etat through the court must not stand. He concludes, indeed, resetting is a threat to our democracy. Let me say good morning to Alaji Jibril of National Security and the Tema Oil Refinery Managing Director, Lawyer Edmond Combat. Great gentleman of all standard. This one is coming from Cephas. Cephas, good morning to you. Great man. Are we now living in the UK or USA? Apenyomakin and his boys are in Ghana. The same court was making rulings between 2017 and 2024, and they were happy. The truth must be told. Ghanaians are okay with the ruling, as we were okay in 2023 during those rulings as well. We should learn that power cannot be in the hand of one person forever. Let's think Ghana first and make this place the happiest place. And that's from Akasokri Joseph. Now, Sefa says that the outburst and ranting of Apenyomakin can only be captured in the inordinate fear of extinction of the MPP. Unfortunately, that is not what will save the party. And subsequently, I also have this one from Blueprints, Esikado Kitang, and says, I was extremely happy having listened to the minority leader, Apenyomakin, that the MP for Kwanda still remains in Parliament as their rightful representative. And I'm sure the presiding judge of the Tamale High Court must bow down his head in shame for such a disgraceful judgment. Greetings to, he says, the incoming president, Kennedy Ohini Japong. And then Kofi Kwating Amenin Kukuro, good morning to you. What has changed so certainly for Kwamena? Just around this time last year, he was full of praise for the judiciary. He filed a case at the Supreme Court, and within 2 hours, a panel was assembled to hear the case, which ruled in his favor. No matter how much noise is made, the law is the law. Nyindam is a persona non grata in Parliament, in my opinion, for now. You can take it or leave it. Kofi Kwating Amenin Kukuro. So we have a couple of messages also still through as well.
Yeah, there's a message as well coming in, very short one from Mr. Ernest Xavier Young, also from Wa in the Upper West region. Good morning, Beatrice. Indeed, you are the best TV station with authentic voice. Keep the good work on. But the message on Apenyomakin, I don't think I can read it because of how you put it. But thank you very much for sending
well edited.
that message. But as you call in, step into a night of elegance music and fine dining at the Mervynpike Classical Music Night, happening on the 27th of November at the Mervynpike Ambassador Ballroom. Come enjoy an enchanting evening of live performances by Guy Bertrand and Kokwi Selome. Sava an exquisite 4-course dinner with perfect wine pairings and capture magical moments with our photo experiences. It's more than an evening, it's a symphony of taste, sound and style, crafted for those who cherish the finer things in life. Hurry now, Sita Limited. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an evening where every note hits the heart and every flavor delights the palate. The price is 1,800 cedis. Reserve your seats today by calling 020-433-3136 or 0302-611-000. Mervynpike Classical Music Night, where music meets elegance and moments turn into memories.
That said, let's read this one. The phone lines are still open, though, because we're coming towards the climax of the soccer. We're just reading some messages, and then we'll wrap up this morning segment. This one is coming from Sherry Giovanni. Good morning to you as well. This is so sad for a ruling. Okay, this is so sad for a ruling like this to come at this point in time when the Honourable Member of Parliament has been in Parliament for almost a year. My question is, what is the NDC looking for? What is the NDC looking for? What is the NDC? Why is the NDC looking for more seats? Or what are they? Okay, why do they want more seats, so to speak? This is just an attempt to further shrink the number of the minority. May the Court of Appeal look kindly on the Honorable Member for Peace to Prevail. And you say good morning to Miss Maria Oga of the University of Education, Winneba. Very interesting case so far. And then I have this one from Chris Edinkra, says that Apenyomake is gradually helping to collapse his party. The MPP should continue. And Chris Doku as well says, what are the minority afraid of? If the man won fairly and squarely, as they claimed, they should accept the ruling and go for the rerun. It is that simple. Or, all right.
Yes, let's celebrate this Christmas holidays like never before. Book 2 nights and get a 3rd night free with all meals inclusive, starting from 4,500 cedis for a couple. Package offer guests free welcome drinks, access to all in-house facilities, swimming pool, gym, cinema with popcorn, board games, snooker, and many more. Live brass band, DJ performances, etc. You also get to enjoy free airport pickup from Takrade on weekend. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, fun activities include tour of a beautiful facility with a golf carts, splash playground for kids, in-house Anchors Carnival, sea paint, bicycle rides, boat ride to Maha Village, jet ski, banana boat, party bus, ride, nightclub, bonfire night, variety night. There will be trips to Nzelezo as well, Fort Apollonia and Castle Forest Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Home, etc. Early bird discount. Well, if you book before the 31st of November, that is this month, you get to enjoy some extra 10% discount. Remember, palm trees plus good vibes equals the perfect holiday. You can call now for your reservation to avoid disappointment. Landline is 030-3977-773 or 054-012-4114. WhatsApp on 050-157-0684 or email sm@maharesort.com. Social media, Maha Beach Resort. Website, www.maharesort.com. You're still here on Newday on TV3. When we come back, we'll bring you the big issue and some more. Do stay with us.
System is this. That was one of the statements made by the minority leader Alexander Apenyo-Marking as he led the caucus yesterday in that press conference against the High Court's decision in Tamale to call for a rerun of the Pandai parliamentary election, and we'll be going into the details of that following that conversation on the floor of Parliament, where we had the Majority Chief Whip also asking that the Speaker ensures that the Pandai Member of Parliament, the embattled one, Nyindam, is made to walk out of the House and, as it were, cease from functioning as a Member of Parliament. We'll be bringing you the video of Alexander Apenyo-Marking as well as the Majority Chief Whip as he also spoke his mind on the floor of Parliament. And we'll be going into this as part of our conversation. We'll also be going into the conversation we started yesterday about the Wesley Girls Senior High School and the claim or the accusation that the school is preventing minority faith-believing individuals not to practice their religion, and really find out where do we draw the line to ensure that it's a win-win situation for all of us. We'll be going into that as well. Let me say that we'll be joined very shortly by Nanaya Echampim Jantua, who is a presidential staffer. But I do have in the studio currently with me Madam Rodelyn Imora-Yana, public interest advocate. Good morning, ma'am. It's great to have you. We'll be joined.
It's great to be here.
Yes.
It's a lovely morning.
Yes, it is. Belated happy birthday to you. I heard about that just a few minutes ago.
You'll see.
Yes.
November bonds.
Great ones, yes. And we'll also be joined by Hajia Gloria Menu, who is the National Women's Organizer of the United Party, as well as Madam Susan Edramankwa, Executive Secretary, National Interest Movement. Yes, but we'll be starting with what happened in Parliament, really regarding the Pandai parliamentary seat and what the Tamale High Court has decided be done within 30 days. We started counting when the judgment was given. Let's watch Alexander Apenyo-Marking when he gave his submission earlier.
As leader of this House, did I advocate that Honorable Jechikwesi, having lost a High Court case, should be marched out of this chamber? Let me spend a bit of time on Jechikwesi. After the High Court ruling, and he filed an appeal and a stay of execution, this House never denied Jechikwesi his right of entry and his right. The relief sought by the petitioner himself was clear and specific. He requested rerun in those 41 polling stations. Yet, in a development that defies ordinary legal reasoning, the High Court issued an order directing a full rerun of the entire Pandai parliamentary election, covering all 152 polling stations, to be completed within 30 days. The NDC candidates and his supporters were aware of the judgment before the day. For a judge to casually void an entire constituency elections without first ensuring that a complete reasoned judgment was prepared and published is not merely irregular, it is judicial irresponsibility of the highest order. What kind of kangaroo judicial system we have now in Ghana? We will not mince words. They can conspire to call us one by one for a so-called contempt of courts. We are criticizing their shameful conduct. We are not afraid. We are ready to be in Nsawam. How can a judge who calls himself a judge sit in court and misconduct himself in such a manner and expect the country to be quiet? To the good, peaceful and hard-working people of Pandai, your votes matter, your voice matter, your MP remains at post.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday, 24th of November, 2025, the High Court of Tamale, has ordered that the outcome of the election, please, these are very serious matters, that the outcome of the 7th of December election 2024, which brought the Honorable Nyindam to this House
as the honorable member for Kwandai was flawed, and therefore that election has been ordered to be rerun. Mr. Speaker, ipso facto, the Honorable Nyindam is no longer a member of this House. He's not. He's not. So hear me. So hear me, so that you can respond. So by operation of law, is no longer a member of this House with a voice. That's number one. That's number one. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Speaker, we have received the court orders and received proof of service. The orders of the court has been duly served on Parliament. It was served yesterday. Speaker, Speaker, it will serve the minority to listen to me in silence. If they are minded to respond, then they can respond.
Honourable members, please, let's listen to him. Let's listen to him.
And we do it beautifully. So listen.
Let's listen to him, please.
Speaker, I have a copy of the proof of service of the orders of the Tamale High Court dated yesterday, 24th of November, and served on Parliament. The orders of the court was served by the court bailiff of the High Court Accra. It's called Solomon Osafu, bailiff of the High Court Accra. And I have the affidavit of service. So, Mr. Speaker, I will make all this available to the table office. Speaker, by operation of law, the Honorable Nyindam can no longer participate in our proceedings. If he's minded to appeal the decision of the High Court, it is his right, and he has done so. But it is tried that mere filing of an appeal does not operate as a stay of execution of the court orders. Mr. Speaker, further, a mere filing of a stay of execution, please, there are two processes involved here. I've seen both copies. He has filed a notice of appeal. It does not operate as a stay against the execution of the orders of the High Court, Tamale. Two, a mere filing of a stay of execution application also does not operate as a stay against the execution of the orders of the court. So Parliament, having been duly served, has the duty and the law to ensure that the Honorable Nyindam is no longer extended cat seats by the House.
And you're still here on the big issue right here on TV3, of course, on New Day. And you just watched the Majority Chief Whip, Roxin Nelson Dafemepo. Earlier, you watched the Minority Leader, Alexander Apenyomak, in both at that press conference yesterday and also what he said on the floor of Parliament. Let me acknowledge the presence of Nanaya Echampim Jantua, presidential staffer. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Of course, you're also joined by Madam Susan Edra-Mankwa, Executive Secretary, National Interest Movement. It's great to have you as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Perhaps I should start with you, Nanaya.
I want to say that CPP is well represented. CPP, these are two chairmen, former chairman of CPP and a former general secretary.
Okay, yes.
Well represented. Well represented.
Yes. We'll be joined shortly.
Don't mind, Susan, what have you done to your face? But were you not a chairman?
We'll be joined very shortly by Hajia Gloria Menu, United Party National Women's Organizer. But Nanaya, let me just get your preliminary thoughts as well. We heard Apenyomak, obviously.
I met Auntie, so you want to start with me? Okay, let's go.
She said she wants you to start instead of her. Yes.
Okay, let's go.
But yes, Apenyomak is very upset, obviously, describing the judicial system as a kangaroo one and thinking that what the Tamale High Court has decided to do is quite shameful. Let me get your reaction to this.
Good morning, Beatrice. Good morning to your viewers. Good morning to my auntie and my sisters. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to Ghana. I'm surprised at the vituperations of Apenyomak. You get BPO. The way Afenyomakin is going on, if you don't check him, it will be very problematic. There is a court ruling. You are a lawyer yourself. It is based, every court ruling is based on evidence. Until Saba said that the law is the law. You get me? Former Chief Justice, he said the law is the law. So if the law is being used to adjudicate a matter to come to a certain judgment and conclusion, you say it's a kangaroo.
But he's talking about how the court has decided to go about it.
How did the court decide? The court is based on evidence. Some of the polling stations, even the collation of the results, how the collation center was changed without the notice, that alone is a misconduct.
So that's the point. You just answered that if you have issues within certain polling stations, why call for an entire election rerun?
No, but I'm saying that because then it becomes a problematic. Do you get me? The process of even changing the collation center in the constituency, that if we go through all of them, it's possible we find more. But this is what is before the judge. And it is good enough evidence that if this has happened, how much more the others? The key thing is that collation center for the constituency was changed without recourse to both participants or PCs. That alone is a red flag. Without the inconsistencies in those constituencies, that alone is a red flag. That's where the thing is collated, you change it and people don't even know that you have done so. So there's nothing wrong. So why is Afenyomakin making this kind of noise? Saying that he wants to go to Nsawam. Oh, you should try and go. I don't think he's never been there before. Maybe as a lawyer he visited. But if he's locked up, then he will know what it is to be locked up. So he shouldn't talk like that. Because if he starts to, his colleagues, I don't think the people surrounding him, they want to go to Nsawam. Because if Nsawam was pleasant, Kenoforiata would be in Ghana by now. He has run away. If Nsawam was pleasant. So he shouldn't speak for his colleagues. They are already in a minority, they are minor, they are already miserable. And you are saying that you are ready to go to Nsawam.
I don't disagree with you to describe the minority as miserable. He repeatedly said that we are small but mighty.
You see, only a miserable person rants and raves. If you rant and you rave, it means that you are not in control. Do you get me? Anybody who rants and raves, you have misery in your heart.
You don't think that he has the right to express his dissatisfaction with the court ruling?
You can express it, but not in the manner he's doing it.
How did you expect him to
do it? I expect him to be stoic about it. Go through the process. If you think that it was not done correctly, go through the process of correcting if it is so.
They're already in court. And in fact, he said that they are going to challenge it.
If you are going to, why are you talking? If you are going to challenge and you think that you have a good enough case, why are you ranting and raving? Sometimes it makes me feel that Afenyo wants to be a presidential candidate or something. Because he's always out there talking. It's not everything that you talk about. You see, my dear, if you think that you are worth your salt, you are worth your while, you should go and face the election again. You said you won it. Your base has not changed. The same people you said voted for you are there. The 30 days has been given. If you say that you won by 3,000 votes, you still have those people. You don't even have to spend much money because you have your base and you win. So you don't rant. You don't rave, you don't call names. You go and face it and win and prove to everybody. Look, Jechikwesi, what happened? Why is Afenyo talking about kangaroo? What happened to Jechikwesi? That was more than a kangaroo court. But we don't want to talk about it. Jechikwesi, there was a rerun. He even won the seat. They said that he's not a Ghanaian, used some clauses just to reduce the numbers of the NDC in parliament. And he went and he won. So what is right? Precedent has been said before. So why are they ranting and raving? Why are they talking and making noise in everybody's ears?
Let me acknowledge the presence as well of Hajia Gloria Amenu, who is the National Women's Organizer for the United Party. Thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you so much. Good morning to everybody. Good morning.
Yes, let me get your thought, Madam Rodri.
You always cut me.
Oh.
Hey, now who cried there assembly? I will feel saying me argument na so oh who say so have also go to no academy. Hey, this is the way say there.
Me patch all the way.
Let me ref you there twaso because some make a crowd watch me so. Maybe I will travel.
Before she started actually,
and then started yache because some as started yache number Ben and the shirt here started yache. I know what you say. Let me start yache quantity my means land my mean we.
And the clock time I be baby.
Oh the young brother say choose and start take kasa power man kasa sa.
Madam Ayana, please.
My baby.
Please.
Yes, auntie.
We bring your time, Makasa. Make trust. Some make Kenya no make trust.
Auntie,
as I say, what can you now? And when he say, anyway, let's just good morning to our cherished viewers and good morning to my lovely sisters here. Elections and the outcomes. It's unfortunate that we have to be talking about another by-election coming out of the 2024 elections at this time. With regard to the fact that it's been almost a year, it's 10 months since we had the elections, or 11 months.
It's 11 months.
11 months. So we shouldn't have been talking about...
It's actually, okay, yeah, 11 months.
Yes, we shouldn't have been talking about by-elections or getting people out of parliament whilst they're already seated. They've sworn the oath and they're already seated and they've taken their salaries and they seem to be serving their communities. No one wants to feel cheated. And so if the NDC decided to go back to court for something that they believe was a wrong done them, I don't think that we can fault them. And if the judge found it in his own wisdom, as a judge in this country, and we know that judges in this country are not just picked from the streets, so we cannot assume that he didn't know what he was doing to have called that the election be annulled and the MP asked to leave Parliament for fresh elections within 30 days. So I would say that the judge must have found something. There must have been some evidence for him to have pronounced those judgments. So it wasn't a kangaroo court, unless Afenyo Markins wants to tell us that there's a different meaning to his kangaroo courts, because this was an official court. It wasn't an unofficial one. It wasn't that some members just went and sat down and decided to bring out all sorts of judgments. This was a court, you know, and it was something that NDC wanted, took to court. Judge found something, evidence, and said, this is what I've decided. So let's forget about it. But if Afenyo Markins feels like he wants to be a prison graduate are very special people, politically, you know, imprisoned people. We call them prison graduates. And
like
those,
me.
yes, and those caps and things that they wear is for some group of people. He should relax. He doesn't have to rush. As for Nsawam, if he wants to see it, he will see it from the way things are going. When we look at the elections in this country and how far we've come, I think that these are things that we should try as much as possible to avoid. It's embarrassing for a sitting MP to suddenly find himself outside Parliament. I ask myself, I said, when are we going to stop this? Why can't we just have an election, and after the elections, everybody knows what has happened, the results, and agreed, accepted, and everything is done at one place at the same time? Instead of tomorrow, we're having a by-election because of some electoral flaws or something. And from what I'm reading, there are others still coming. So what's going to happen to those people who are already sworn in to Parliament? You see, we have to stop it.
So the right thing should have been done from the scratch.
From the scratch. And we must have a limitation of time that for electoral offenses, within this period, first 3, 4, 5 months, it must be sorted out. So that if you're sworn in, you know, government business can go on. Instead of, you know, coming into Parliament and being asked to go. I don't know how far it's true, but somebody was telling me that if it happens, it so happens, then it means that maybe the MP might be asked to refund his salaries and things. And I think that would be most unfair because he has saved his community. You understand? What we are doing to him is actually embarrassing him. And I think that is also not the right way to go. We can only say that our EC has not been up and doing. If the EC was very competent and she had tried to be able to give us the correct results and everything, we wouldn't have gotten this far. So let us try as much as possible to avoid these things. And for Afenyomakins, please, our judges are people of character. You do not go on a judge as if he just came from nowhere. You understand? I think that we should respect them for whatever it's worth. We sat in this country, and during the tenure of the MPP, Gregory Afoko was, acquitted, and for 10 years or so, or for how many years, he was still in jail. You understand? They didn't let him go. He was there until this government came and brought him out.
Because of his brother.
Of course. Okay, so now because of his brother. You understand? So it's something that we shouldn't. Let's not pull the judiciary into this. Let them do their work. That's all there is to it. And for the MPP, I think that they are the least, kinds of people to actually talk about judicial incompetence. Because we've just kicked out the SCJ, one that was appointed by them for some of these discrepancies. So they should just chill.
You talked about the fact that the EC did not help, especially for this Pandai constituency election. Apenyomake, one of the things he said was that create, and I'm quoting him here, create confusion in a few polling stations, destroy materials, disrupt, trigger controversy, and you may be rewarded with a full rerun. This is not justice. Would you say that, yes, you singled out the EC, perhaps all the stakeholders for that very election did not play their role well? Because if there was confusion, which eventually is leading us here, then there should have been some checks even before we got here.
Beatrice, where's the confusion? Where did it come from? The EC is in charge of the elections. You go into a polling box, you cast your vote, you go out. Who are those who count? Who knows where the polling stations are? Who demarcates the polling stations? Who counts the votes afterwards? Who declares the votes? So at that declaration, at the point of counting, where did this chaos come from? How? What happened? So we still have to say that the EC should have been up and doing. Members of the various parties were also there. Their polling agents were there. So if something happened, definitely it could have generated into something else, and maybe that's why we are now where we are. But I think that if Afenyomakins feels like people created some confusion, blah, 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 what was their inputs? What was the inputs of their polling agents? So it's both sides, you understand? NDC couldn't have done it alone. So they also contributed. And this is the result of what happened. So they should just take it in good faith. Although I wish that I would appeal to the NDC to just let them have this one. They are becoming a bit, it's sad to see them losing the seats.
Yeah, but again, just to ask you one last question before I come to Madam Susan Edramankwa. For instance, in the Okankwe North constituency issue, when there were back and forth, issues surrounding that, we heard some of the EC officials saying that in some of the areas they felt threatened by the kind of chaos and confusion there, and so they had no choice than to do what they eventually, or take those decisions that they eventually took.
Well, the EC felt threatened. If the EC felt threatened, what did they do? They called some of them off, didn't they? They called some of the elections off. They decided, some of them walked away, and the likes. And a ruling government, at that time the MPP was in power. They couldn't handle the situation. They should have been able to handle the situation. So if they couldn't, then it's their fault. They were supposed to make sure that we had a very clean, fair, and transparent election. So if they couldn't do that, it's their cup of tea.
It's their cup of tea. You say, Madam Susan Edramankwa, your thoughts?
Well, at least it took 11 months. In times past, it took like 4 years. So we are growing. Hopefully next time it will take 11 days or, and we'll get on with our lives. So we should be growing like that. It should get better and better. We should be able to be settling election disputes earlier and not taking so much time. So that's my first thought. I think sometimes, I don't know, we major in the minority issues, and somebody has been aggrieved by the process, has taken it to court, and the court has come out with its verdict and says that the elections should be annulled. It makes sense that the MP no longer, that is no longer an MP because the elections were deemed as flawed and has been annulled. So he has the right to appeal, which he's doing it. At the moment, he should just sit at home and let us live our lives.
So you agree with the majority?
Oh, I do. Yeah. I do. And let us live our lives. And then when that is resolved, he may come back or he may not come back. You understand? But I think that, this kind of drama, that is created, for me, some of it is totally unnecessary when we have important things that we need to move on with. You understand? We've done some process or the other. It's gone through. Let it take its natural course. You understand? If he had no right to appeal and this was a dead end, etc., 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 maybe then you'd say that no, the system has been unfair. But he does have the right to appeal. He has the right to let another set of eyes look at the issue and then see whether he has merit or not. You understand? But this theatrics we are going through is totally unnecessary. I mean, this is my view, So the court, yes, courts have been known to be wrong, and that's why there is the right of appeal. You understand? And somebody may look at it differently and say something different. Somebody may look at it and say the same thing. You understand? I mean, so I think that we should let the process flow, and let it come to an end, to the very end. He can go on and come to the very end. He is claiming that he won by over 3,000 votes, whatever. What is he afraid of? The rerun. What is he afraid of? You understand? If he appeals and he gets, and even that, you understand, he loses the appeal and that process comes to an end. The rerun, would he say he will not run again? I mean, if he say he will not run again, then this will take it. But if he will run again and he believes that, he actually genuinely won, those people will not all of a sudden, unless it was that he's trying to say that the people of Manda are flaggity, and they will flaky people, and then they'll just all of a sudden change in 11 months. They may change. That you understand. Then he just has to work hard to ensure that they don't change their minds. And vote for the NDC. So, I mean, for me, the process should go on. He should. Yes, it's been annulled. That a court of competent jurisdiction have done so. They've annulled it. He should sit at home, spare himself the embarrassment and spare us the drama, that is unnecessary. And, let us move on with our lives with other issues.
Nana has said that precedent has been set already, citing the Asin North constituency election rerun and the fact that, James Njachikwesin had to go through all of that. Is that not the problem where, because you think precedent has been set, whether or not it's good, you still want to follow that? Is that not a recipe for disaster for us? That kind of tit for tat?
No, we should not be governing this country in a tit for tat way. You understand? If precedents have been set and we examine, because we must examine precedents that have been set. If it is the way to go, fine. If it is not the way to go, of course, we say no. This was not the way to go. I mean, we must learn the lessons that we get from experiences. You understand? So we cannot have that blanket thing that a president has been said, so it's okay. You understand? If it's not okay, it's not okay. You get it. And if it was on our side and we thought at that time that it was not fair to Judge Kwesi, then it probably was, I mean, and that is the majority view, or that is the truth, that it was not fair to him, then we should not do it again. I think that we should move away from the tit for tat, because we will not grow. Maturity is when you are able to assess the situation and say that I am strong enough not to want revenge for something you did to me, because I don't want it to happen again. You get it? So we must grow. We must grow as a people, because otherwise we'll be going on and on. You know, we've been doing it, and it hasn't served us well. We come, we have this cool mentality. We seize toilets. We throw people out of office. It's not fair. It's not nice. And then, you know, we go, 8 years, we come back, and then we ourselves, who have been victims of that kind of unkindness, that kind of violence, we come and do the same thing. Where would it end? You understand? We don't grow. No, we
I'm actually about moving on to Hajia.
So
yes.
I think that stop my phone. No, I will learn. Don't worry, I will learn. I think that
please learn for me.
We should move away from that. If it is not right, we must correct it and move on.
Okay, so and
what is that?
And that's why I want to come to you, Hajia. Madam Susan Edramankwa is saying that we must grow as a people. How do we do that in ensuring that we are also showing forth justice and fairness?
Okay, so growing as a nation, I want to send special greetings to a few people. Unfortunately, my factory got burned down to ashes just last Saturday. The Weja junction behind Agrada's church. So I'm part of
Agrada's church.
Yes, right behind Agrada's church. So I'm a major stakeholder and then the managing director. And greetings to Mr. Phyllis Odate Lamte, who was the MC, was with us since 4 a.m. So the fire was quenched, and Ni Lafa, the chief of Weja. We have Mr. Jerry Ahmed, the second chief whip. Inspector Freeman Kumashi, I'm saying very big thank you to all of them. Even though everything was burnt to ashes, we had almost 25 big and small machines, from washers, quenchers to plants and everything, which we lost through the fire. A lot of people are speculating a lot of things, saying we were frying plantain and all that. That was never true. And we have almost 200 workers. And I had to even pay them, because we pay every weekend. They had to come on Tuesday. We paid everybody. So I think I want to appeal to the government at this stage to come to our aid. Ministry of Industry, yes, is being insured, yes. Okay. But as it stands now, it's not just our Weja factory that is at stake now. We have our main factory in Jamestown that houses 500 workers. And we do our own raw materials from Weja, and then we produce in Jamestown.
And what do you do?
It's rubber recycling. And if we don't speed up, rubber will be all over, because we are the major recycling company in Ghana here. We recycle like 5,000 tons of plastics every week. So this is a wake-up call. We are urging everybody to come to our aid. Investigations are ongoing. The Ghana Fire Service at the Weja were so helpful. So I think that they should come to our aid as soon as possible.
If you're able to address the concerns.
So at the concerns right now, I think that everything is calm when it comes to the processes. I would appeal to Honorable Afenyo Markins to be a political man, not a political woman. the talks are
what
playing.
is that?
I'm not saying, you know, if it comes to women, we like talking, complaining. Sometimes complain about things. I'm trying to say the fact that Afenyo is always complaining about things and he's not putting. So I'm saying he should try to be
Afenyo.
To be a strong person.
To be a strong, solid man when it comes to politics.
You can't say women,
always coming to nag about issues, trying to create confusions which are not necessary. The drama is becoming too much when it comes to political issues. He should make sure that since things are in court, there is a process, there is due process. There is no drama between the two competitors. That's the NDC and the MPP. He should allow things to flow naturally, and our judicial system they are doing their work. Everything is in process. So he should minimize the drama. That's what I'm trying to say.
Aren't you concerned that we seem not to be getting things right from the scratch, which was a point Madam Ayana made earlier, and therefore there's a need for us to try and fix this before we even get to this stage?
Yes, so with the ECG, the Electoral Commission, I think they should speed up issues when it comes to elections, and then they are just like Auntie said, they should set a time bound that after 5 months or 3 months, everything should be overseas. And when you have issues, try and bring them quickly, we resolve it so that we can move. As a country, we have so many things that we have to look up to. So they should try and then set up some time boundaries to these issues.
And I'll come back to talk about really what we need to do to ensure that we're able to minimize these incidents as much as possible. I want you to watch this.
Whether 47 or 35, and so the judge should have probably limited himself to the 47 and delivered his verdict in relation to the 47, and possibly order for a rerun of those 47, if you like, positions or otherwise. I think that is not left to any of the parties to determine, because the judge has a broad picture of the event, and this time I'm deferring to the judge out of fairness, because when a person has a complete control of the matter, he understands better if you ask the question, would those 47 polling stations or pink sheets be enough to set aside the entire elections as run originally? If the answer is yes, I would consistently go for what the judge is saying. However, if it is not enough to completely uproot the remaining polling stations, assuming there were 1,000, the remaining polling station of 9,504 or 40 thereabout, it may not be fair to say that those areas that were properly run should be also set aside and be rerun. So my point is that for a judge to make that kind of decision, he must have a basis in law, and of course supported by the evidence that was adduced at trial, to say that perhaps there were more wrongs. Those wrongs put together would only lead to one irresistible conclusion, and that conclusion is to completely rerun the entire election rather than running the 47 or thereabout that were contested. And on the basis of this, I would like to defer to the judge as having it right on this call. But the good part is that we have an appellate court, and that appellate court, luckily for us, the loser of the petition has filed an appeal, and luckily for us, that will be the end of the trial and then the hearing once the evaluation of the appellate court comes out and their decision comes out. And so, three wise men would have a better grasp of the issues, and upon their review, I think we'd all be better off making an informed analysis from that point as against what we have today.
And you just watched right there Justice Abdullahi. He's a lawyer and a lecturer at the UPSA, giving his thoughts on the 41 contested seats out of the 100 and contested polling stations out of the 152 polling stations in the Pandai constituency. But Nana, I'm sure you watched and heard exactly what he said. Your brief comments, and then we'll move on to the next subject.
Please, before we start, I want to say something. You see, when I hear the comments like, let's move on, it's like tit for tat. I do not think so. When Jachi Kwesi was going through that process, why didn't anybody say, let's move on? We all sat down when he went through the process. Do you get me? Why is it that when it comes to NDC, people say that, oh, let's move on? The thing that the MPP has done in this country, the lessons that were learned is that when there is a rerun, you have to win. If you are a candidate and they say there's a rerun, that is what Jachi Kwesi did. That is the lesson that is learned. There's no tit for tat in this one. It is a court that has decided that there should be a rerun. It is not His Excellency Mahama. It's even possible he doesn't know the case. So if it is His Excellency Mahama, then you say that it's tit for tat. It's the judge NDC. The judge is not NDC. Do you get me? So when it comes to NDC and others, they say, oh, let sleeping dogs lie. When the MPP was misbehaving in this country, making life uncomfortable for everybody, who said that, we should check them? We couldn't even speak.
So you obviously don't see that comment as a fair one.
There is no tit for tat in this matter. The law has worked, and this is what the law is saying.
Your final thought on this,
yes,
basing it on what Justice Abdullah
is
just said?
saying that everything that you do must be rooted in law. We don't know what law the judge used to reach this decision. You get me? There are also cases, precedents. And you see, law, if you say that precedence is tit for tat, then I have a problem. It is a process. Because every judge and every student of law uses a case. And that is what we call case law. Case law is very, very important in law. That if you are espousing your arguments in front of the judge, you should be able to give an example of a case. And in my own jurisdiction, in my own way, the case law that might be used was maybe Jachi Kwesi. And the whole constituency was run. And he won. So they should go and win and stop wasting our time.
They should go and win. Madam Ayane, your final thought on this?
No, I think that it's about time we stopped attacking judges. You know, this is a case that has gone before a competent judge. He has come out with his findings. Definitely the evidence pointed to what the judgment was supposed to be. And as such, we should stop the pronouncements, such as courts serving the interest of political actors, blah, blah, blah. He, Afenyo Markings, knows better than to speak about that. At one time, he ran to the Supreme Court. Within some few days, some cases were held in his favor. You understand? Judgment came in his favor within 3 days. You understand what I'm saying? And yet, we complained about it, yes, but we all got to the extent that we felt that at that time, and some of us still do, that yes, the court was doing them a favor. You understand what I'm saying? But so let's stop. Let's move out of this situation where at the least opportunity we get, we bombard the judges and stuff like that. Let's stop it.
Madam Susan,
with parliamentary elections, it's first past the post, isn't it? And people have been known to win by 3 votes and things. So, I think that the judge thought that the 47 flawed
41.
41. Okay, 41. That's almost 30%. I mean, he probably thought that it was significant, and that it was significant enough for him to say that it should be. At the moment, that is his judgment, you know, and like we said, they have the right to appeal. So and why not? They should go and appeal, and let's see whether. They would
you'll be able to
overturn the judgment and make a new judge see it their way. Otherwise, can we move on with our lives?
Please, your final thought on this one.
All right, so when it comes to sustainable development goals, we are all looking at 2030 to be able to attain these goals. If you see the goal 16, which is talking about peace, justice for everybody, I foresee that 5 years almost to the 2030, we should all work hand in hand just like in Ghana, when the justice system has ruled and everything, you have the right to go and appeal. So as we're looking forward to attaining all these sustainable goals, we should remember we have just 5 years, and you can battle, but you battle fairly. Yes.
Battle fairly. So let me start with you on the Wesley Girls issue. The fact that the Christian school is being accused of not allowing students with minority faith beliefs to practice their beliefs. Where do you stand on that?
Okay, so I'll talk as a Muslim lady and a mother of 4 ladies as well. This issue has been back and forth, and I made a research, and I realized that since 2015, we've been having issues of we Muslim ladies using our hijabs, and then so many schools, example, Accra Girls, which is in the heart of Nima, Mamobi, and they are being restricted in using these hijabs. When you go to other schools, that is Islamic-based schools, we don't force anybody to go to church or not to go to mosques or to follow us or to wear hijabs. They are allowed to do their to do their Christian churches right on campus.
There was a comment from a representative from the Railway Authority yesterday claiming that Christians in Muslim schools are also asked to wear hijab.
That's not true, because my daughter is in Amas, and I will go there. I see the Christians in church. The Muslims go to the mosque to pray. Sunday, there is Sunday service for them. They roam about without their hijabs. My first daughter finished TI Ahmadiyya Islamic Senior High, and she was also there for years. I go visiting, I see the Christians freely walking whilst the Muslims are in the mosque praying. So I have never seen that. I don't know. But from my vision, what I've seen and what I've experienced is never true. I attended Ghana Secondary School, Kofodia, and there were SU members doing their SU.
Let me ask, is Ghana Secondary School a mission school?
Not a mission
okay,
school.
Then,
let's move on. Let him make a point and then I'll come to you.
No, I just wanted to caution her to use.
I want to girls is a mission.
Yes. So when you are speaking, use mission schools as an example. If you use Ghana Secondary School, it's a secular school, it's not a mission school.
Even if it's a mission school, we are all advocating for tolerance, religious tolerance, and that is what we all pray for. We are always praying for equality, tolerance in religion. We should be tolerant as Christians and Muslims and traditionalists as well. So even if it's a mission school, and the school system in Ghana does placements, they don't look at the religion of the person they are placing in the schools. You can choose to be a Muslim and attend a mission school. So I don't think if we are going to tolerate each other, the way a Muslim lady dresses, we are not fighting against the students wearing short dresses to school, even though it's a mission school, but we don't even dress as nuns if it's a Catholic school. So I don't think it should be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue when someone harmlessly covers up to school.
So let me ask you this before I come to Madam Susan Ndramanko and the rest of the panel. What do you make of the argument that, yes, allow people to enjoy their religious freedoms, but also ensure that the students are obeying the rules of the various schools they are in?
Yes, so if someone wears a hijab and comes to school, it's not going to conflict with educational rules and regulations. So if it's allowed, I think that there will not be issues. Just like the example I'm stating for Accra Girls in the heart of Nima. Almost everybody who wants to be a day student in Mamobi, Nima, and Newtown and its environs would definitely pick that school. And religiously, some of them used to pick up the hijabs, put them in their bags, go to class and come back and put them on. So there can be rules and regulations. School placements will have to look at the fact that this is a Muslim, so we shouldn't force the person to Wesley girls or a Catholic school or this.
But you rightly said that they don't post the children based on their religious beliefs.
Yes.
Yes, because you could have a Muslim name and be a Christian, and the other way around. Please, your comment, ma'am.
I think that for me, they are not absolute. I went to Holy Child. The Protestants there, including the Muslims, were allowed to worship. In fact, we had the Protestants, they would put them in a bus to take them to church. However, there were school activities that were Catholic. It didn't mean that if we went to church and we were saying the Hail Mary, you had to say the Hail Mary. Nobody forced our doctrines on anybody. What we said was it was a school activity. So if we all have to be in the chapel, let's all be in the chapel. But it didn't mean that it stopped you from being Muslim and practicing your Muslim faith. You understand? If you had to find a space to pray, nobody had any issues with that. You understand? And we're allowed to grow in whatever faith that we have. I think that, you know, it's not about absolutes, it's about compromises. And I mean, the Catholics always have the interfaith mantra where, and they have priests and everything who, as much as possible, ensure that we have tolerance in for everybody. After all, we all believe that we are serving the same God. So it's just that we are going about it in different modes or in different ways. You know, one of the things that there's an MOU that is where it says that only prescribed uniform or mode of dressing for a particular mission-based school must be respected, and parents, together with their wards, must abide by the given rule. I think that beforehand, you understand, there is the realization that this school, maybe these are things. Some of these things probably can be spoken, talked about perhaps before even, you know, it gets to this stage. You know, the argument that the schools are public assisted, you know, because they are that. So all of a sudden,
I think the Christian Council and the Bishops' Council have both dismissed that it doesn't mean that the government...
The fact that they are public assisted does not immediately mean that they've lost ownership. The ownership of the schools is still missionary. I think that people send their children to these schools not only because they are academically good, but because they holistically train the person to, you know, to be morally upright, to be a good citizen, etc., etc. It's not as for getting academics. Then you know, you are not bringing out a whole person. You understand? Because you can be academically bright and morally corrupt. I think that one of the reasons why they have not only been academically good as schools is also because of a certain background, a certain ethos, a certain spirituality, and that is why they have gained the reputations that they have. You understand? The schools are maybe a little, I don't know whether they are a little frightened that it will be diluted, but I believe that if you are strong in what you do in terms of your faith, you open yourself up in, you know, without fear of dilution, except if what the person is going to do poses a threat to other students, etc. So if for safety reasons they believe that maybe we should not wear a covering of our face, etc., etc., then the school should explain so that whoever is coming there says, maybe I understand that it's not. But if it is just, I don't know, whatever it is, then maybe the schools should speak about this again. Look, my thing is that in the past, and this is to the mission schools, in the past.
And if you could wrapping up for me.
You know, it may be a bit controversial, but in the past, I went to a Catholic primary school. I went to Christ the King, okay. We were encouraged as Catholics to go to Catholic schools. If you were Methodist, you were encouraged to go to Wesley Girls. If you were whatever, you were encouraged to go to places that will allow you to grow in your faith. So in my time, a lot of the girls went to St. Mary's. A lot of them went to this thing. We've stopped that. And then we're having these problems.
So
we've stopped that.
The question I want to ask you is, yes, well, people may still want to send their children where they feel. Yes, and I want about 30 seconds response from you, and then I'll come to Madam Rodelin. Please, you have all the time. People may have the decision that I want to send my child where I feel I want to send it to. But the concern I've heard from Muslims is that there are certain things that they also consider haram. And so in as much as you think that we should respect your school rules, also consider that because the Constitution allows for freedom of practice of religion. No. Just in 30 seconds, and I'll come to Madam Ayana.
I mean, like I said, they were allowed to practice their religion. Which one is that haram? That it's a school activity. So we say that a school activity, we all go to the chapel on Wednesdays. So you must be allowed to sit, because if you go into a Catholic church, it's haram. I thought I saw the national imam.
Please, I'll come to you. I need to get a thought of Madam.
You understand? I thought I saw him come to Christ the King. I thought I saw Dr. Baumia go to many churches. And is that the one that is is that the one that is considered haram? Because look, I'm hard pressed to know that even I went to Holy Child all my years. We never served pork in school because it may not just because of Muslims, but because of many other people who, you know, so they'll try as much as possible to be neutral as possible. If going into a church is haram, then that's the problem.
Madam Ayana, please, your thoughts. It's your time.
Okay, I just want to say that I find it very difficult to contribute on this topic because for me, it's a very sensitive matter. As a country, we have lived together, both Muslims and Christians. We have been to school. I mean, we've done everything, and this country has stayed as it is. It's a secular state where Muslims and Christians live in it, and we enjoy each other. This whole issue of placements has nothing to do now with, this, you could say, public schools. It has to do with mission schools. So I am saying, I went to a public school. When I went to Achimota first, let me just give you the story. I went to Achimota first. I didn't see a mosque. I came from a Muslim background. I'm a Muslim, right? Like you said, you might have a Christian name and be a Muslim, or a Muslim name and be a Christian. I went to the Catholic church, the cathedral. For me, that was nearest to my being a Muslim. I was there when I was told that, oh no, we have a place for Muslims. And it was a reading room. So we all go into the reading room. When the Christians go to church, we go to the reading room. And in this reading room, apart from the Muslims that we were, we had a Hindu, my mate from association. He was a Hindu. He was also there. So what I'm trying to say is that for a very long time, we have lived in peace. Now, the mission schools, like Susan says, they had their schools for particular indoctrinations and reasons. And so if the government is assisting, then it's also something that if you want to go there, you must compromise. I didn't think that they said they shouldn't pray. Nobody can ask anyone not to pray. You can pray. A Muslim doesn't need that much space to pray. By your bedside, anywhere, outside in the lawn, anywhere, you can pray. And then when it came to the fasting, the whole idea was they had had experiences of people, children being sick, and some came out with peptic ulcers and all sorts of ulcers because of the fasting. And I asked myself, did they have a right to stop anyone from fasting? You see, when we are fasting in our homes, we are fed well. Would you get well fed now? Before, in school, you had good meals. But now, is it the same? You understand? So when it comes to the fasting, I realized also that it wasn't just the Muslim students they were stopping from fasting, but even their own students, the Methodist, the Christian students. You understand? They do Lent for 40 days of fasting, but they even stopped them from doing that. So it's a compromise situation. Now, the Muslims are asking that let our girls fast, even if it means taking just tea and whatnot. The reason why this has become a topic is because of the special dispensation that we have to make for our girls. Because definitely the school will have to prepare the meals for the morning fasting to begin and for breaking the fast. And these things for me is maybe part of the problem that Wesley Girls is having. But if it is a situation where your daughter going to a mission school will have her flask, and if she can do her fasting with her biscuits and whatever juice she has, I don't think that this would have become a problem, because you're not supposed to go around telling people that I am fasting. You understand? If it's Ramadan time, you can always make time. You can explain, and I'm sure there must be some form of compromise in this situation. But I am begging Ghanaians, and I'm begging all the Muslim Ummah, and I'm begging everybody that we should not let this be a division, a dividing factor for us as Ghanaians. Because we have lived in this country, so many of our big men within the Muslim community have been to secular schools, and we've come out without the women. We've been to all manner of schools, and we've come out. This thing is a recent phenomenon that we are seeing. I don't know when it started, and whatever it is, it must stop. We must allow for people to worship. We must allow for people to do the things that their faith permits them to do. So if in the event that we as Muslims, we find that mission schools are not serving us, please let us send our girls to Islamic schools. And I will beg for the Islamic community, let us begin to think of contributing to build also our schools of faith, so that our girls will get those schools to go to and also be brought up in the Islamic faith.
Beatrice, this is a very sensitive issue. I don't agree. I'll start by saying I don't agree with Auntie that we should build Islamic schools for our girls to go to. Otherwise, then you are widening segregation, you are bringing in segregation, you are bringing in division. We have lived together as one for a very long time. And I don't even know where this argument is coming from. And I don't think we should stoke fire and propel this argument to any level, because we have been together. Do you get me? As a child, I went to 4 schools. I started with a school in Cape Coast, Catholic school, Form 1. My asthma wasn't doing me well. So then my father had to withdraw me and bring me to Ahmadiyya Secondary School, which was very close to my house, opposite, just because of my sickness. Because my mother didn't think that because of past experiences, I should be allowed to be there. I went there for a while, and my experience, I became born again in that school as a Christian. We used to meet in class 1B, and that is where a Baptist pastor came, preached to us, and I became born again in a Muslim school. Do you get me? In the same Muslim school, we are allowed to do our church. But in the same Muslim school, I learned Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. The same school. In the same school, I learned Arabic. Do you get it? I didn't take it far. But for a while, I used to write Arabic and speak.
That's good.
Do you get me? So, and we existed. Most of my friends are Muslims. Actually, my best friend in this country that I speak with every day, we make fun, is a Muslim. The MP for Ablikuma Central, Honorable Abdul Latif Dan. If there's anybody I speak to regularly, he's the one. Just a friend, there's no anything. People do so many of things, but he's my friend. He's my best friend. Most of my friends, Gufratu, Sherifatu, are all Muslims. If I have friends, 90% are Muslims. Do you get me? And we have existed like this for a very long time. When I went there, you couldn't even feel that it was a Muslim school. That is where I met CEO Kofi Boachi. When I went to Form 1, he was in lower 6. He was the senior who put me in a cupboard and locked me up because I challenged him. He said I should kneel, that I will not kneel. I wasn't brought to the school to kneel, but to learn. And he asked his boy Ubri to carry me and put me in a cupboard and lock me up. And this was a Muslim environment.
So we don't have any problem.
We didn't even feel that we were in that environment. Then I moved to another Catholic school. Because I had become born again, I'm the Baptist. Fundamentally, I was an Anglican, but I became a distant. I was practicing Baptist, which my father did not agree, but I was. In my school, do you get me? I don't want to mention any school for people to start. In that school, Catholic school in Kumasi, where I moved to, because then my asthma had improved a bit, where I moved to, those of us who were Protestant were taken to our churches on Sunday in a bus. Do you get me? But I learned Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. And that is where I learned how to pray with the rosary. I am a Baptist. And we coexisted. I remember those days, the Muslims amongst us, not too many. Whenever there was the fasting, they used to cook for them in Mrs. Japon's house. And that is our house mistress. And we didn't feel like there was any this thing. I don't think that we should fuel this argument. And I do not think that we should also divide Muslim girls from Christians. Because now as we stand today, you even find some Muslim girls marrying Christian men. Do you get me? The Muslims don't allow their women to marry Christian men. But Christian girls are marrying Muslim men. And you can find it's all over. Do you get me? That is a cross-faith thing. It has its challenges. But I am saying that this is not the time for us to stoke this.
This is not the time.
Yes.
In a second, so that we wrap up.
The reason why I'm asking for the schools is because within us, we know how our religion is, the modesty and all those other things that go with it. Now, we have a lot of students out there who would not even want to go to mixed schools. They would rather want the same-sex schools for particular reasons. So if we can build a school so that those who are okay with their children going to mission schools, they're fine. But let's have one that is so predominantly...
Yes, if Nanaya can learn, because our time is up.
So
yes.
You see, we need to have a conversation around
We have a conversation, yes.
We need to have a stakeholder engagement around this matter. This is not a matter that we need to... I mean, I hear commentary here and there. I think the time has come for us to have a conversation around
to deal with this.
See how we will deal with it so that it does not bring any division.
Thank you very much, Nanaya.
No segregation.
But let me throw the cat among the
pigeons.
pigeons.
Just a second.
Yes. So should the missions ask for their schools back?
Well, that's that should be part of the conversation that Nanaya is talking about. Should the missions ask
for their schools back? Because we are struggling with this. Because the mission schools have become public.
We'll have to end it here, but that should be part of the conversation. That should be part of the conversation that we're talking about.
It should not be because of this Muslim.
It did. It should be beyond a bigger. Yes, but thank you very much, Nanaya Champion Jantua, presidential staffer. Thank you for speaking and joining us, Madam Susan Edwamankwa, Executive Secretary, National Interest Movement. Also, Rodelyn Imoro Ayana, Public Interest Advocate. To you as well, Hajia Gloria Amenu, United Party. She's the National Women's Organizer. Thank you very much for joining us and having this conversation. Thank you to Bellberry, located adjacent to the Chado Golf filling station, for my costume. Thank you very much for joining us on The Big Issue today. Well, before we take that break, pick up your day, the Milky Way with the rich, smooth taste of Peck milk shortcake. It is pure delight. Yes, so you're still here on Newday on TV3. Stay with us. We're back with some more.